New at 6, 3 house fires in just 2 days. Thanks for joining us. I'm Melanie Lofton. This is one of the spots where you can purchase overnight parking. It's as simple as selecting a next day purchase. The challenge, finding a place to park. Talk about an unusual crime. Imagine the clerk's surprise when the man pulled this out of his pants. New at 10 tonight, harsh words and finger pointing from North Korea, the communist nation accusing the U.S. of a cyber attack. It's a $6 million problem. That's how much taxpayers spent on this concrete monster. But right now, that money is being wasted, locked up behind this chain link fence. What you're seeing right now, this has come down significantly from what it was when we got here. If you take a look at the ground, you'll see some debris from the water line earlier today. Austin police were called to a suspicious death in Northwest Austin. They found a female victim inside, and now they are investigating this as a homicide. Love is what has compelled so many people who did not even know Colton Turner to come out here and mourn his death. Love is what has them demanding answers as to how and why this was able to happen to him. He pulled up, showed her his wallet, and said he was a security guard and would give her a ride home. But once he got her inside the vehicle, that's not where they ended up.
Breaking news from KITV News.
Good evening, I'm Melanie Lofton. Austin police were called to a suspicious death in Northwest Austin. They found a female victim inside, and now they are investigating this as a homicide. KITV's Rachel Cox has been at the scene. Rachel, what have police said so far? Thank you. Right now, firefighters are investigating a fire at a Northwest Austin daycare. The ABC Child Development Center on Millwright Parkway caught fire this afternoon. A lot of viewers who were nearby snapped pictures and took video of the scene. Now, fire officials had to shut off the gas to the building because a gas line also caught fire. 2 vacant stores and a convenience store suffered heat damage. No one was hurt. Firefighters say the daycare is a total loss. Damage is estimated at $700,000. Al-Qaeda has killed 2 Western hostages during a botched rescue mission by U.S. forces. The team initially recovered both hostages, and the medical team attempted to stabilize them. But one died during transport to a nearby ship. The other died after arriving. Mary Maloney has the story. During the first attempt in November, Special Forces freed 8 hostages. 2 days later, militants had separated Summers and 4 others from the group and moved them to another location. Eric Gardner's family laid a wreath at the spot where he had a fatal confrontation with police. This week, a grand jury decided not to charge New York City police officer Daniel Pantaleo in the apparent chokehold death of Garner. Next Saturday, the Garners will head to Washington, D.C. to lead a march for justice with Reverend Al Sharpton and other families who have lost loved ones in police-involved incidents. Organizers say they are planning to rent buses to take protesters from New York City to Washington, D.C. When Congress resumes work after the holiday break, it will be with a long list of fresh faces. Voters sent more than 80 new members to Congress. Some outgoing members were defeated. 32 others decided to retire instead of seeking re-election. National correspondent Christine Frizzell sat down with 2 of them for a congressional exit interview. The 114th Congress begins its work on January 3rd. The much embattled U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is coming under fire for spending millions of dollars on ineffective television ads. The ads, including one that aired during the Super Bowl, was a super flop, according to the VA's Inspector General. The agency paid Woodpile Studios, a Virginia-based advertising agency, more than $10 million taxpayer dollars to try to make veterans aware of benefits and services they could receive through the VA. The VA admits that it knew after the first $5 million contract that the ad campaign was not working. A new store opening in California is offering what it calls the world's healthiest donuts. Dr. Bob's Donuts and Doyos is sort of like a frozen yogurt bar. You choose your donut type and toppings and then pay by the ounce. Most of the choices are gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan. And instead of fried, the donuts are steamed. Donuts are not supposed to have nutrients in it. That's my idea on that one. Dr. Bob's opens on Monday if you want to try a healthy donut.
TAC 1, this is Bulldog 3. You have a vehicle moving westbound. You are clear to engage.
Both targets hit. This is the greatest attack helicopter in the world.
The best in the world
Current engagement is rockets. Call your inbound.
for the world's best military. KITV was invited to watch the first of the 149th Attack Battalion complete its annual qualification in the AH-60 Apache helicopter. Major General William Smith says this battalion and its tools are critical to the Guard's mission.
We used its thermal imaging capability to look for pieces of the space shuttle spread across East Texas. We've used it to do some search and rescue things at night when you can't see as well.
Now there's a chance these helicopters could take off and never come back.
Growing up, I had little toys of Apache helicopters.
It's a troublesome possibility for pilot David Acosta.
It's something that pains my heart, especially after all the literally years of hard work I put into it.
The potential loss is due to federal budget cuts. Also known as sequestration, the cuts are forcing the Army to restructure. That means the Apaches
There's actually sensors on either side of my head,
and its pilots
and it allows the gun to follow my head movements.
would no longer be available for Texas. The news doesn't stop there.
Our 72nd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, which is also based in Houston, will be going away during FY16 as well. So we're talking about on the order of 4,500 Texas National Guardsmen that we will lose in the next couple of years.
That's 1/4 of the National Guardsmen in the state gone. To compensate, other guardsmen may have to be moved, and that could affect you.
The Bastrop fires, we flew a little over 1 million gallons of water in that mission. We also had 4 bulldozer teams out cutting fire breaks in the wood.
While the loss of the Apaches is bad news for the Guard,
It's a fight that we're going to keep fighting.
the loss of our guardsmen could be bad news for all of us.
We defend America and we protect Texas.
Melanie Lofton,
Good hits.
KITV News.
It's outrageous. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
Number 57.
Like many familiar with the case, Joe Lavoro does not understand why his son is in so much legal trouble. The first of what may be many court appearances for Jacob Lavoro was Thursday morning. The 19-year-old is accused of making and selling pop brownies. He's charged with a first-degree felony.
5 years to life? I'm sorry. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a conservative. Okay? I love my country. I'm a Vietnam veteran. But I'll be damned. This is wrong. This is damn wrong.
Lavoro's lawyer agrees.
I was outraged. I've been doing this 22 years as a lawyer, and I've got 10 years as a police officer, and I have never seen anything like this before.
The former high school football player has a clean record. The charge is so severe because the recipe includes hash oil that allows the state to use the sugar, cocoa, butter, and other ingredients to determine the weight of the drugs.
They've weighed baked goods in this case, and they've made it a first-degree felony when it ought to be a misdemeanor.
We reached out to the district attorney to ask how they're going to prosecute the case. Our call has not yet been returned. Holmes is prepared to fight.
This is the county that withheld evidence in the Morton case, where a man spent 25 years in prison and was completely innocent, so you have to keep that in mind too.
Jacob's father wants what's right.
If he did something wrong, he should be punished. But to the extent that makes sense, this is illogical. I'm really upset. And I'm frightened. I'm frightened for my son.
Melanie Lofton, KITV News. Well, many people don't know that there are times when parking isn't even enforced, but it says it right here on the meter. Take a look. If you pay for Friday, for example, through midnight, as long as you come back by Saturday at 11 a.m., it is no problem. But the city says if you do get a ticket, for example, you still can get out of it so long as you have the best intentions. It's the sound you don't want to hear after a night of fun.
How much alcohol have you drank tonight?
But in recent weeks, downtown Austin has seen several DWI-related deaths. Police Chief Art Acevedo pointed out one reason it continues to happen in a press conference last week.
We need to create opportunities for people to be able to leave their cars.
Some opportunities already exist. This is one of the spots where you can purchase overnight parking. It's as simple as selecting a next day purchase. The challenge, finding a place to park. There are 3,000 of these spots in the downtown area. But compared to the tens of thousands who may be downtown any given weekend,
you almost can't find a spot.
John Spino got a ticket Tuesday and says 3,000 spots is not nearly enough.
There's not enough metered spots. With the new developments, like the new hotels coming in, the new valet zones, new taxi zones, there's not enough metered spots.
And many garages don't allow overnight parking. Still, the city will waive the fine for someone who forgets to pay for next day parking if they took a cab or a bus home. All you need to do is take your receipt and the parking ticket to the city. In a statement, spokeswoman Samantha Parks told us this is not a new program, but thought it'd be a good time to remind everyone of their options since so many are talking about how to keep our streets safe. So the heart of Austin's entertainment stays a fun place known for its music, not its mayhem. Now, the city highlighted a few other ways that you could possibly avoid a DWI, and you'll find those if you look on our website and look for this story. The good thing here to remember is that these are some good options, but Acevedo reminds us that we need more options. Live in downtown Austin, Melanie Lofton, KITV News.